Hello guys, and welcome to a new Wargame video today by me, Vulcan. Today I'm once again joined by Valh in a 2 vs 2 replay commentary on Straight to the Point. And it's annoying because this is another one of those games that I played with Valh that I did actually record live, but again corrupted. And I played this like one after the last game, and yeah, unfortunately both of them didn't work out. But either way, here we are. This game was extremely fun to play, and therefore I wanted to show it to you guys still, and therefore decided to go back and do another replay commentary. I will have another live gameplay soon, I swear, but for now let's put this back to my perspective and I'll talk through what we're doing. So both myself and Valh were using our Entente decks in this one. We are starting over on the red side, and basically at the moment I've got an MI-17 that's just going to provide some command infantry for the spawn, although Valh did have that locked down already and I completely missed that he told me that. So that was the first little mistake that I made, but that was okay because I did end up just moving this MI-17 over to Alpha in the end, and also we decided to capture Foxtrot from the start of the game. Now I do have this OT Tab 71. The idea of this was just to have a little bit of fun, see if I could use the amphibious nature of that vehicle to move it all the way round towards Charlie, where this attack marker is, from Valh. So just going to send a lone unit all the way over there and see if we could pick off the enemy command. And that was the plan. Now we are going to be starting with 4 Newas at the start. And this is quite a lot of Newas. These things are the long-range, non-radar Newas, which are just totally awesome. Valh is going to be starting with a server. I have one of my own, and I also have an OT-62A there with Conquer's M squad ready to go towards this sort of tree line here. I also decided to start with the Valh, but let's have a quick look at what else Valh is bringing in. He has a couple of Conquer's M squads himself, a couple of line infantry in the OT Tab 71. So actually these will probably be Padabranci. He has an M84AN as well, recon tank. Hopefully that will come in useful for him. I brought my own in alongside my M91 Valh, which is the 170 point Valh. Very, very expensive, but nice high quality. Is going to hopefully bring me a lot of kills, at least that was the idea. And then I'm just going to need a bunch of line infantry to defend those tanks and so on from infantry as we push up. So let's just speed this up to the point where we actually begin the fight. And off we go. So yeah, Valh's MI-17 going to be moving over to Charlie as soon as possible, so we get the land reinforcement point on the far right. Over here, I said I did accidentally unload my MI-17, but I reload the helicopter and bring them over to Anna. My OT tab is on the way. Jump in the water over on the far left. And well, a plane does fly overhead at the start. All 4 Newas open up to attack that, but none of them actually hit, which is quite spectacular really. My MI-17 has reached Fedor at the start of the game. It is going to level out the conquest points, maybe even give us a +1 lead after we capture both Anna and Fedor at the start. Now this isn't something that I would have done had I realised that Valh actually had his own command in Gregory, because having 2 extra commands at the start is actually quite an investment in points, when I could have just kept only 1 and captured Fedor. The reason I captured Fedor is just because it's a lot easier to get to and also defend. Meanwhile on the right side, the Padabranci have been dropped out. Their APCs are already destroyed, but the Kairoki WAPCs aren't liking the look of the Padabranci, are going to deal a lot of damage with those 40mm frag grenade launchers. Well, a couple of OT M60PBs crossing the bridge here. They're going to be dropping off their Proletaries soon, once I realise they are being attacked by all of these units on the side of the hill. I did send over a couple of one unit of Proletarian, the M60PB, to the right side, but unfortunately Valh's having a bit of a hard time. Brings in two L15Ms. These have the combination of 500 kilogram bombs and 500 kilogram cluster munitions. He's trying to use those to take out both the infantry and the APCs and armor at the same time. It's a nice idea. I'm bringing in a MiG-29 here. Unfortunately, very accurate infrared AA plus the enemy radar AA does pick off my MiG-29. Wasn't a very good start for me, but it does manage to bomb out a lot of the infantry that was harassing my Proletarian. Now meanwhile, Hiroki WAPC still taking out our Granata Met on the right. I'm going to be forced to bring in a large amount of reinforcements just to help Valh push back from our side of the river. Because Elena is the sector that is generally quite contested. Well, both Fedor and Elena should be contested really if you want to keep things even. Because currently we have a +1 lead because they don't control Elena. They're just they're just sort of contesting it with us, and they will be contesting it with us if they don't take our side of the river. L15 coming in again with a bombing strike. The one on the left side does get hit by a radar missile, but both of them managed to get away, which was actually quite impressive. Really didn't expect that to happen. Either way, there's OT Tab still making ground on the left side, driving over the water. It is slightly supported by the Terror 2, which is providing a little bit of recon. But what I'm doing now is starting to consolidate some forces at Fedor for a push towards the far side of Elena. Then what we can do is actually get a command into Elena and capture that entirely. Currently we're sitting on the +1. We are making some ground. And that's absolutely fine. Yeah, not too much happening at the moment. Little bit of a stale moment in the game, just watching the Peace Pheasant move around, but that's going to get hit very hard by Valh's Nuas. The last missile just hits the Peace Pheasant as it is about to evac. And that was great because there was only one missile left in each of the AA pieces there. Well, finally on the right side, my OTM 60PBs have arrived, and what I'm going to do is split them up so that I can make a nice push into the town here. So each of these proletari is running for a different compound, whilst the M60PBs with the double recoilless are going to be pinning down the Zachongsu alongside their machine guns. Proletari on the bridge finally get taken out by enemy infantry. Legion 90 just mowing them down there. I had to bring them back because after my MiG-29 actually hit, and what happened was I ended up burning half of my own Proletari. MiG-17 saves the day against the Legion. That was good. Meanwhile on the right, the push continues. The M60PB is trying to pin down the Kutai 90 as the Proletari advance. And we are doing some damage to the Kutai, but as soon as the Proletari are dead, Kutai might not have a reason to continue firing at us. And as long as they do, we can use our fire support to kill off any infantry in the town. And this is actually something that you guys can take advantage of as well. If you use like an infantry squad ahead of like a lot of heavy fire support, you can basically make enemy infantry hit your infantry so that they reveal themselves, and then the fire support will open up and demolish the squad in the compound. If you just use sort of APCs and also armor, and what generally happens is they let you get close enough to use the AT weapons only, because obviously the machine guns, which are longer range, don't get used against your vehicles. So the only time that you find out if anything's actually there to destroy your armor and support is when they get close enough in range to do so anyway. But either way, Elena is now secured by the enemy team. However, my Padabranci and the OT Tab 71 have arrived in centre after their long amphibious push, or sort of excursion around the edge of the map, I guess. Mi-17 is going to be brought in by myself, and I was saying to Valh, I was betting him that I could capture center for our team after I destroy the enemy command unit. Now the problem is actually finding the enemy command unit, and just as I was about to think that it was over on the other side here, find the Altis Cado, we destroy it, and center is neutralized. So now the idea is to get the Mi-17 over here quick enough that we can start to bring in some reinforcements at center. And after taking center, I was actually planning to push down towards this town in between center and Fedor, so that I could push up my main forces from the south here in Fedor. Now there is no like conquest sector between those 2 points, but I just thought it would be fun, and at this point taking out that command is like incredibly cheesy. So I didn't want to like just try hard after that, like taking center and then like fast moving a load of units to Boris. Like that is definitely a way you can do things, but I basically said to Valh that I didn't want to. I wanted to make things a bit more interesting and therefore push back towards Fedor and Elena so that we could meet with our other forces, sort of almost go by sort of storytelling kind of thing going on. Either way, my command infantry has arrived, and instantly AA is brought in to help deal with the AH-1J. The Strop 2 does unfortunately get destroyed as it takes down the AH-1J. And now I'm going to be bringing in some OTM-60PBs. Enemy air spawn is literally right next to center here, so we are going to see plenty of airstrikes coming in. Fortunately, that IDS was not on target and did not destroy my command infantry. We managed to get away with that, and now even more reinforcements will be coming in from that point. Meanwhile, I am still building up the forces in Fedor to push forwards and maybe try and decap Elena, because we're still currently running the +1 and now +2 after capturing center. Now they have just neutralized it, and I pretty much realized that, so it's up to the Proletari here to hunt over this mountain range and find that enemy command unit for me. Meanwhile, M84 and the M84AN do manage to take out a Leopard 2A5 on the right side, thanks to the recon provided there. Now my Valh is here, and that thing has 22 AP power, but I actually left it up to the M84 and the M84AN to do the job. Commando's power did reveal themselves, but the Mi-17 has something to say about that. And well, considering I just arrived with this command or supply infantry, the Mi-17 actually landed and then got HGM'd on the ground, which was something very special. This Mi-17 opened up hard onto the enemy APCs here that were moving up. But as the Mi-17 continues to fly back to base, oh look what he finds. Honbuhan, the command infantry squad counter-capturing or center. So an F1 coming in, again going for a bombing strike, trying to take out my infantry. Not going to succeed, and they are going to be shot down by the Sava. Fortunately, my helicopter took out the enemy command, so we do manage to take back control of center and the reinforcement point there. Now in the center, I was just talking to Valh about what I wanted to do with this attack, so I eventually basically asked him if he could get his prams into range to smoke between Elena and center, so that I could move forwards the Valh, the M84, as well as all of the OTM-60PBs with their infantry. Okay, so an Su-7B is brought in alongside the MiG-29. Both of those planes get shot down. another couple of massive losses in terms of our air force. Wasn't going particularly well, and I basically figured that there must have been like crotals in this forest area in order to shoot down those planes so accurately and so quickly. With the bombing strikes coming in, I'm going to try and probe once again with the Proletari, see if I can make some ground. Meanwhile, the Proletari and Pedobranci and so on in centre are holding strong here. We've got to remember that they can, of course, just fast move from Boris down this road and come up in behind us. UH-1H does actually find my command infantry, but thanks to the UK VZ-59, the UH-1H is actually going to get shot down, and the command infantry is going to live to fight another day. But the Tornado IDS comes in, and the 4 500-kilogram bombs just misses the command infantry, allowing that to remain alive, but then the K1 comes in, or F1 sorry, and finishes the job. So I bring in 3 units of Proletarian, the OT M60PBs. I know they're going to do a lot of damage to the enemy APCs and infantry, so that was exactly the plan. You see, we were taking out the WAPCs there very easily, and now this Block 52, well, that's going to shoot down 2 of Valh's planes in the process of that attack. We do manage to get the reply kill, which was brilliant due to Valh's Sava, but the Tiger Had is just going to rush that down with 1 health and take it out, allowing him to now focus on this M84 freely. So most of our losses throughout this game were mainly due to like our air force so far, but I am now starting to make a really nice concerted effort in the centre thanks to Valh's smoke. So this smoke actually covered off a HGM unit. Super Etendard does come in and pick off my M84 recon tank, which was quite annoying, but I was just being thankful that he didn't actually go for the Valh, which is worth way more. Valh still available to be supported by the M84 anyway. I've got a spare M84 that's not the recon variant to do the job at close range, also to help with enemy infantry. So since they did manage to pick off the command in centre, I didn't get a chance to bring in another one to fully secure it. So our position in centre has been foiled. Still a +2 lead though, since we haven't seen the enemy capture centre back yet. And now I'm basically moving forwards my units back here to stop them capturing Elena, and we bump into the Führungsgruppe here. Now the OT M60PBs on point. We're also going to take out the Ihawk there, so a lovely bunch of kills. Not much AA, so you are going to see me bring in this Sava, and that is actually going to shoot down a Peace Pheasant very easily. But now a Super Etendard coming in, that's going to try and get a hit onto the Valh, which is currently left on 1 health now. And, well, actually changes its target to hit the Super Etendard instead. I have 2 Nuas here, and one of those is going to shoot down that aircraft. So in general, we are doing very well. We put a lot of pressure onto centre and almost forced them to reinforce that. And then that allowed me to push through towards the backside of Eleanor, where I've now got an even stronger position alongside my heavier tanks. So the distraction worked really well, and we're still running the +2 conquest lead. We probably shouldn't be at this point. Centre probably could be capped back quite easily, and with any serious effort they could probably push us out on the top of Elena. I'm not sure if they actually have much AA or many aircraft, sorry, but they could easily like bomb us because we don't have much AA. Either way, my Plamen S was trying to come over the bridge here, does get hit by the Chasseur 85 with Lirac F1. Plamen S there was just being moved forward so that it had a really sort of accurate circle onto the enemy town if I needed it. both of Valh's Nuas opening up onto the K1. So that is going to get away. So yeah, this Valh currently covered by Valh's smoke. Just going to start to retreat that. I can't have it there forever, and I really need to actually repair it. So that was what I was going to plan to do. Meanwhile, my OTM60PBs continue to move to the right to cut off any reinforcements that wanted to use the bridge. Tornado LDS was actually a pretty decent choice. If it was on target, probably would have destroyed the Valh once and for all. That could have been a chance worth taking. But I do manage to get the Valh out of there soon enough before it becomes an issue. Now the OTM60PBs are crushing the Kutai 90 there. And that was a great job by that APC. And that's going to allow the Proletary to get into the compound as well to cover the bridge. The centre back under the control of Quinn and Sideshot. I forgot to mention earlier, but Quinn was actually the same player that was in the last video. And he decided to play against us again. And this time definitely putting on a very good fight. But we're still leading by 300 points to 5 with that last tick, and still the +1 in our favour due to us contesting Elena and them not, basically. So Super Galeb comes in, picks off the command in Dimitri. We did have line of sight on that due to the Proletary down here, and that's going to push us to a +2 lead. Proletary are now going to open up onto the Kairoki WABC, but actually doesn't work out too well because Proletary keep missing all of their AT weapons onto the Kairoki. An M84 and the Moderna opening up onto an AMX40 there, and the Tiger Had just sitting with its 8 Hot-2 Saklos missiles. Does actually end up side-shotting my M84, which was a little unfortunate. Now this Valh has slightly been repaired, but I am going to have to eventually get that back into the range of the FAP there. And now up the road is coming even more reinforcements. So another Valh, 170.1s. We got 6 units of OTM60PBs with the Proletary and a Sava to make our next push. Meanwhile, over on the left side, well, this tab's still sitting here. That was a second tab that I sent over to the left to be another amphibious strike and distraction into center. And yeah, that's basically what I was planning. We were going to go for another small incursion into center, maybe force them to pull back some of their troops, and then again make more ground past Elena. Now thanks to Yugoslavian engineering, this little truck manages to climb the side of a mountain and capture Elena for us, which is very nice of him. But I do have my Sava coming up here to take care of enemy helicopters, and there is this Gazelle cannon that's being a bit of an issue. Valh and the Modernas take care of the AMX40 nice and easy. Over on the right side, well, Valh's now trying to get rid of Quinn's Kutai 90. But something that I have been doing quite a lot in Wargame since I've been playing Steel Division is forcing or trying to force enemy units to surrender. But of course they don't in Wargame Red Dragon. That's a Steel Division thing, and although it might be a nice mechanic, I don't think it would probably break Wargame. The Nua's opening up alongside the Sava in order to get a shot onto the IDS, and they do their job. It was great. And now the enemy artillery coming in. So this Nanoyon Shiki-G actually managed to kill off all of my OTM60PBs with the help of the autocannons on the left side, but as soon as my Valh gets into range of the Nanoyon Shiki-G, well, it leaves it on 1 health with the first shot, and the second shot is going to kill them. That's all they need to know. Valh can now continue to fire at the Panzer Grenadiers and Legion as they push onto the Proletary. And this Mi-17 is going to bump into Quinn's Shuju Buntai on top of the hill. Got to be very careful about that because not only does Valh have a Noah up here, we also have a command infantry, or command jeep, exposed to that infantry if we let them get too close. So the Mi-17 going to help pin down the Leopard 2A4 and allow that to be destroyed by the Moderna and Valh. Moderna and Valh picking off the enemy APCs as well. And we're just leaving them completely stranded, forcing them to come towards us on foot, which is a lot easier to deal with. But at this point we're currently running a +3 since they haven't captured back Dimitri. We've now captured Elena, and over on this side, well, my Paderbranci have just got onto shore and have been unloaded. They're going to go for another cheeky attack onto the enemy command, and if they succeed, well, that's probably more the fault of the enemy than us. But these OTM 60PBs are just brutalizing the Chasse at 85. Super Edendard is going to get shot down, so that was a really nice kill there. Hi Mary, that's a little bit of a problem. I asked Valh if he could move forwards as Moderna to engage that so I can shoot it in the side armor with the Valh. But what I end up doing is actually blocking my line of sight with the Valh onto the Kaimaru Shiki as he engages with the T-72 Moderna, and then the Kaimaru actually finishes off the Moderna before the Valh even engages, which was a big mistake on my part, but the Super Galeb coming in from Valh, and that is going to end up doing the job. So with only a few more points left to collect, I'm just trying to keep my units alive. The Valh retreating there from the Tiger Had. We have the L-19 coming in from Valh to try and shoot down a Mirage before the end of the game. But after 23 minutes and 43 seconds, myself and Valh are victorious with a total score of 500, of course. Overall, our kills very, very close between myself and Valh. I think it was literally 10 kills off. And then the losses were slightly more in my favour than Valh's. I lost about 100 more points worth of units. But in general, pretty decent opponents here. We had Quinn and Sideshots. Sideshots played an absolute ton of game, and Quinn is actually a lieutenant in ranked. So they must be not too bad. Let's have a quick look at the kill lists. Valh managing to pick off a lot of units. Definitely paying itself off. This Paderbranci picked off the Il Tiscado, again paying itself off. Mi-17 doing absolutely fantastic. The M60PBs, of course, getting plenty of kills. And that's your lot. So, hopefully you guys have enjoyed this one. Sorry it couldn't have been a live gameplay. I really want to bring one to you guys soon. But look out in a few days for Wargame videos every day again. And I'll see you then. In the meantime, that's all. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.